Well, hello, Viva MK, midday Thursday, and here we go again. So, what have I got to tell you today? Well, first day of autumn tomorrow as we go into our second season. We started this business in summer. We're going into our second season tomorrow. And of course, the business goes from strength to strength. I don't need to tell you that. Your results are speaking volumes. It's your results that matter. That's all that matters. You're getting the results. You're making money. We are going from strength to strength. And that's a magnificent place to be. As I keep telling you every week, it was only in June, a concept in June. We went live in July, catalogs, Christmas catalogs in August. And here we are going into autumn with a business that has barely started, and we're already going from strength to strength. That is testimony to you people out there and what you do in this business. On Sunday, I was lucky enough to be at the big one. Andy Bucks and Ram Lang, you put on the most magnificent event that I have been to in so long. Honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, in my humble opinion, the exhilaration and the electrifying atmosphere in that room was unbelievable. Positive, nice people. No hidden agendas, no egos, just complete and utter atmosphere. And that, my friends, is what meetings are supposed to be about. So well done to everybody that attended. Over 200 people on a Sunday afternoon at one single event. Absolutely extraordinary, incredible speakers, brilliant atmosphere, and, the real first big Viva MK Open meeting. Never seen anything like it for so long. Atmosphere was incredible. As I said, just a room full of really nice people with no agendas. Well, they had agendas, but no hidden agendas. Just very nice people, incredible atmosphere. Now, beauty catalogs, as I told you a couple of weeks ago, were completely sold out. They're back next week, next Monday, and we'll start replenishing those in orders from next week. So beauty is back next week. Apologies for that, but we forecast what something's going to do. It's always a good thing when the forecast is completely beat. When whatever forecast you have, sales and expectation exceeds that. That's always a good place to be. So that's back next week. Now, also, in the next few days, I was going to try and give you a date today, but I still haven't got that date in hand. The Viva MK New Beginnings Conference, or the New Beginnings event. It will be called the Viva MK New Beginnings. That will be early next year. It obviously will be in Birmingham. I've just yet to confirm all the details, but we'll let you have details of that as soon as they're available. But the Viva MK New Beginnings event will be early next year. You'll get the date. It'll be a phenomenal day. And if we can even recreate some of the magic that I saw on Sunday, then it's undoubtedly be one of the greatest company events that we can ever put on. So I'd like many of you to attend that. We'll let you have details really, really soon. So, talking of meetings, talking of events, Lynn McDonald's are holding a Millionaires on the 13th of October in Scotland. Make sure if you can be there, then please be there. Years ago, some clown told me that meetings were no longer necessary, that everything could be done through webinars and Zoom calls. Now, webinars and Zoom calls have their place. Of course they do. But there is nothing like the electrifying atmosphere of a meeting where you actually meet and connect with people. So, dear clown, you were wrong. Meetings have their place, they have their position, and they mean so much in our industry. It was probably the same clown that told me that catalogs had had their day. My advice, don't listen to clowns, end of. You know, catalogs have not had their day. Catalogs are flying out the doors, as you know, and the results are phenomenal. Yes, there's room for online, and we're going to expand that, we're going to grow that, but never in the place of catalogs that are doing so well in our business. So I'm glad I never listened to clowns, because that's why we are here today, going into a second season with people actually making money. And ultimately, that is why you joined. You joined to be able to make money. So if we can help you make money, then our proposition is winning and it's working. So catalogs haven't had their day, far from it, and neither have meetings. Far, far from it. And if you were there on Sunday, you know what I mean, how important they are. And, you know, I think this business allows you to connect and be with people. It's about people. So it's absolutely vital that we have events like that. And as I said, on the 13th of October, there's a big Scotland Millionaires. The information's all online. If you can be there, then please do be there. And you'll know what I mean by that magical buzz, that effect of being in a crowd, an optimistic, ambitious crowd, all talking about the same subject. There is nothing better in the world. So if you can be there, please be there. Now, in the last few weeks, I've been bleating on about the new catalogs coming your way. I keep telling you in October, there's going to be a personalized catalog. Yes, of course, that's still on track. I keep telling you about the catalog in November, which will be the Viva MK New Beginnings catalog. It will be a brand new book, which you'll get in November. But I'm delighted to tell you there will be a third catalogue in November. Why? Because we can. And if we can, we should. And if we do that, then it just gives your product range a bigger variety. So to put that into perspective, there's 3 catalogues coming your way. Can you see that? I think you can just about see that. They're blurred out because they're not blurred out because we're being secretive. They're blurred out because we haven't got the covers done yet. That's why they're actually really blurred out. So 3 catalogues before the end of 2018. You have, I don't know which is which because they're so blurred out, I don't actually know which is which. But you have the personalized book. You have the Viva MK Beginnings book, and you have the brand new Viva MK Essentials book. Why? Because when we launched this business with a book with 70 products, we had phenomenal response. So we're giving you a brand new, fresh looking, exciting Essentials book too. So before the end of 2018, you will have these brand new 3 books, but it doesn't stop there. So if you just have a look at that, can't really see much except 3 blurred covers because we haven't yet designed them, but that's what's coming this year. Now, in January, and remember that phrase, new beginners, we're going to use that quite a lot. And I'm going to milk that phrase for at least a year because in your first year, you really are a new beginning. And we are a new beginning. New beginnings event in January, not January, but early next year, and a new beginnings catalogue in November. Now, it doesn't stop there. As I've told you, catalogs have their place, catalogs work, and catalogs are vital to this organization, as well as the work we're putting into our online presence, which you will notice will grow as every single week goes by. In January, and I can't tell you too much about this, because I've only just made it up today, but in January, no, that's not true. It is actually part of a strategy and a plan. Yes, there are strategies and there's plans. In January, you're going to get, and I don't know what the catalogue won't be called yet, but it's going to be an outdoors catalogue, and that's in January. And that outdoors catalogue in January will have garden things in it. It'll have caravan things in it. Yes, people still have caravans. It'll have things for your car. So outdoor products in January. So that's the 4th catalogue very early next year. Just to give you a taste that we are, you know, yes, like I've told you before, we make some of it as we go along because sometimes in a new business, you have to do that. You have to be able to create and be flexible as you go along. And that creativity in a business like ours really works. So when we were sat around talking about the business, listening to the things that you want and then listening to the things that you think will work in this business, we came up with the outdoors idea. But when should that come out? So we talked about that. You know, sometimes when you bring out an outdoors catalogue in March, it's too late. Sometimes it has to be as early as January. Why? Because it's in January that people are tired of autumn, they're tired of winter, and they're thinking of the outdoors. And that's when they start thinking, I need some of those products. So that catalogue will be chock full of those kind of products that people start to visualize and envisage having as the spring draws in. So that's 4 catalogues coming your way, and there's clowns telling us that catalogues don't work. You know they work, and they will continue to work. So, next week, let me tell you what's happening next week. Undoubtedly, it'll be midday again, but next week, again, this is down to what you've asked for. We can't always supply everything you asked for, but we do consider the things you say. And like I've always told you, being a new company, being a company that isn't based anywhere else, is based right here, and all the people that work in it are right here. All the decisions are made in this unit here. We don't have to go abroad. We don't have to speak to other people. We make the decisions based on what you want, and we have that magical flexibility to do that. So next week, we're going to introduce some toys. Not adult toys, I might add. Just before Ram and Andy stick their nose in. No, not adult toys, children's toys. Let's get this back on track. We're going to give you a range of children's toys. Why? Because many of you have asked for them. You know, it's the season. It's a season to have those toys. It's a season to have any kind of toy, but particularly children's toys. So you'll see those. We're going to introduce some dressing gowns next week. I don't know why, but we are. Again, maybe there's been a demand there. His and hers dressing gowns next week. So that's all to come next week. We've got the Viva MK Pioneer badges in now, which we'll be issuing very, very soon to everybody that was a pioneer with their certificate. And that's in the next couple of weeks. It's taken a remarkably long time to have all those made. So, you know, I will be sending those out in the next couple of weeks just to recognize those people that have been here right from the beginning, the people that are the founding members. And I always said to be a special level of recognition. You'll see that in the coming years. The longer you stay with us, the longer that you remain a founding member, the more benefits you will see as time goes by. Everybody's important in this business. I don't care if you started yesterday or you were right at the beginning, but there's always something spectacular about the people that have supported you right from the very day we decided to do something. So those will be coming your way very soon. I just wanted to show you that. That is a Viva MK Pioneer badge. So, some products coming your way very early next week. Again, this was based on demand. And I have to keep reiterating, we cannot supply all demand because some of the things you ask for are unbelievable. Some of them are fantastic, but some of your requests I couldn't even mention on here. They're unbelievable. But anyway, so next week you're getting sealing bag clips. Packs of 10 in assorted colours. Again, it wasn't just one person that asked for these. It was numerous people. I think you can just see that. These were big sellers generally before, and I think they'll be big sellers again. So sealing bag clips, you'll see them all next week online. As you can see, there's various bags there, comfortably sealed. So, and that's what they do. It says what they do. So that's sealing bag clips. And then we have this quirky product, space-saving organizers for your shoes. You get them in pairs in 5 colors, and apparently it makes shoe storage a lot easier. If that's the kind of thing you want, it's spectacular. So you get one of these, and one of your shoes goes there, and the other shoe goes there. So those are space-saving organizers, and that's coming next week. Of course, like I've told you, I'll tell you about toys and dressing gowns next week, but these will be actually available for you to buy next week. So space-saving organizers in 5 colors to store your shoes, and of course, sealing clips. Also, this inky purple duvet has come back, or we never really had it, or we had it in the wrong colour, or whatever it was. These are back and they will be online, I think, almost immediately. And they're quite a big seller for us. I mean, duvets, everybody in the country must have a brand new duvet, knowing how many have gone through the doors here. So those are back. I think many of you requested them in purple, and that, believe it or not, is inky floral purple, and that will be online. If not today, then certainly tomorrow. Now, talking of products, in the catalogue, we have this essential, clever dog spying camera. Well, let me tell you something. That's not just for dogging. That is much bigger and better than what it says there. See, there, I think we've underplayed it. That says to spy on your dog, or to watch your dog when you're not at home. That's what it says there. But I'll tell you now, it's far more sophisticated than that. Now, here's the box for it. That's what it is. No mention of dogging on there. No mention of anything like that. It's not just for dogs. It's for life, because we've set one up downstairs. Look at the clarity on that. That's on an iPhone. Look at the clarity of the production line. Those are your orders being packed, by the way. That's live from the factory floor, from the warehouse floor, where your orders are being packed as we speak. Not a dog in sight. Can you see that? See how clear that is? I'm only showing you that because sometimes, you know, the description doesn't do the product any justice, because there you would think it was really for the dogs, but it's really not for your pets. It really is a perfect security camera, and you can see from the clarity there of the warehouse floor as we speak. So that is a Guardian Pro Smart camera, and we sell those in the catalogue currently, but the description doesn't do it justice. I think I've got that point across. So not just for dogs, it really is for life, and it really is a great example of how technology works. So that's what's going on at the moment. There is so much going on. I'm going to communicate with you between today and tomorrow about all website things, because I know, you know, we're all eagerly waiting for all that to come together. You know, if I had my way, would have been weeks ago when I first told you. It is imminent now, and that's the most overused word I have ever used. But I'll communicate formally with you and tell you exactly what's happening between today and tomorrow. I'll get that together today, and you'll have that within the next 24 hours. So we all know where we are. You know, it's you know, you never anticipate some of the challenges you're going to have. And yes, we keep having them and things keep happening, but it's how we work through them, how we fight through them, how we drive through them that counts the most. And the bizarre thing is, alongside all that, we're also having success. Like I said right at the beginning, we are going from strength to strength. You don't need me to tell that. You know that in your orders. You know that in what you're earning. So the business is going from strength to strength. And the bizarre thing that happens, I've noticed this throughout my life, that when there is an element of success, the people involved rejoice. But at the same time, it always brings out the neckheads and the clowns and the has-beens. And you know as well as I do, there will always be neckheads, clowns and has-beens. Some of them even watch sometimes. But anyway, my point is, just ignore that. There always will be people that will try to urinate on your chips. There always will be who will rain on your parade. There will always be neckheads. There'll always be clowns. There'll always be has-beens. Can we just accept that? I know there will be, because that's the way human nature is. Not everybody can rejoice success. Some people have to say something negative about it. They have to try and tear down buildings to make their puny little structures look bigger than they really are. My point is, ignore them. We're not in the business of fighting people's opinions. You know where they can stick those. We're in the business of being successful and creating success. And if we just quietly carry on doing that, at some point the neckheads and the clowns and the has-beens will just choke on their own words. And then we can rejoice even more, because that's what happens. So just ignore it. Let's carry on doing what we're doing. Don't tear down other people's buildings. Don't ever do that. You know, people who do that, they become notorious for that. And at some point, they become the real has-beens that they've always have been. So let's let people get on with that. I don't really want to finish on that note. I just wanted to point that out, because every time we have success, you'll always get that. It's human nature. It really is. Not everybody will rejoice all the success that we're seeing. Somebody will always have something to say about it. So, again, like I always say every week, thank you for doing everything that you do to help build this business. Yes, we're brand new. We've hardly started. It's only second season, and that doesn't even start tomorrow. We're through our first summer, and the results so far have been phenomenal. And if Sunday's meeting was anything to go by with how you feel and the electrifying atmosphere that we can create, where our garden has weeded itself and all the nice people are left, well, you know what? We're in the best position imaginable. Good people, great business, connecting together, feeling good, helping others, encouraging people, and just working for the overall good of everybody. There cannot be anything better than that. So listen, again, thank you for a brilliant week. I'll communicate with you within the next 24 hours about everything technical, usually because I get it wrong when I start talking about it, but we're still working on all that, and it is imminent. And that's it really. Thank you, Eva MK. You're making this concept to be far bigger and greater than any of us could ever have imagined, as we're edging over that 4,000 number of brand new people in the business. We are going from strength to strength. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.